Dr. Gumawang Jati, Magisters of Art. The Honorable Head of Master's Program in the English Education, Dr. Hendra Teja Suksmana, Magister Humaniora, dearest lecturers, teachers of English, and students. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Yoraya Lusetio, and I will be your MC for today's workshop. As the MC of this event, I would like to present you the sequence of the workshop. We will begin the event by reading the program schedule. First of all, we will start the workshop with an opening prayer, followed by opening speech from the head of Master's Program in English Education. Next, we will hear a speech from the head of committee. After that, we will have the main session entitled Blended Learning with Technology Tools by Dr. Gumawang Jati, Masters of Arts. Following the main sessions, we will have Q&A session and game. Finally, we will have the wrap up of the closing prayer. As we have a game after the main session, so that it is expected that the participants could join the game since there will be interesting rewards to the winners of the game. Ladies and gentlemen, this event is hosted by the MPPI program at the Graduate School of Widya Mandala Surabaya Catholic University and its students. We would like to thank you for your presence at this workshop on the theme of artificial intelligence for academic purposes. Before we begin, let us have a moment of silence to pray, led by Amalia Batri.
In the name of God, most gracious, most merciful, my Lord, expand for me my breast with assurance, and ease for me my task, and untie the knot from my tongue, that they may understand my speech. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are honored to have you with us today, the head of Master's Program in English Education, the Graduate School of Widya Mandala Surabaya Catholic University, to deliver his speech. Dr. Hendra Teja Suksmana, time is yours.
Good morning. My warmest welcome to Dr. Gumawang Jati, Master of Arts, the speaker of the workshop today, and to all of you participants, teachers, lecturers, students, and the MPPI alumni. We are glad that again today we can see you at this workshop, and it is the second day of the series of the workshop we are holding. Today's topic is also concerned with technology, that is blended learning with technology tools. And we still have one last series of the workshop, which is on the 3rd of June, with two topics: artificial intelligence for reading and writing, and artificial intelligence for research. Therefore, we expect that all the participants today also join the on-site workshop on the 3rd of June. It will be held at the auditorium of Vidya Mandala, and the committee will announce it later in the group. Again, our thanks also go to our students who organized this workshop. The committee has been preparing all the things so that this workshop today can go smoothly. As head of the MPPI, I hope you can all get fruitful and inspiring ideas so that you can implement the various platforms of technology to teach English in your class. Well, happy webinar, happy workshop. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Hendra Teja Suksmana, for your speech. Next, I would like to invite the head of committee, Anthony Patti, represented by the vice head of the committee, Nova Fahrurozi. Time is yours.
Thank you. Good morning. On behalf of the head of the committee, Anthony Patti, I would like to deliver his opening speech and warm regards to all of us. Good morning, Dr. Gumawang Jati, Master of Arts, Dr. Hendra Teja Suksmana M.Hum, Professor Dr. Wuri Sujatmiko, our respectable lecturers, and to all participants of the workshop. First and foremost, once again, allow me to express my apology for not being able to attend the workshop due to the school-related duty, which is obligatory. The committee would like to thank Dr. Gumawang Jati, Master of Arts from Institut Teknologi Bandung as the keynote speaker for his time and willingness to share his knowledge related to technology. Today's workshop theme is blended learning with technology tools. As teachers, we must be aware that technology has been incorporated massively in teaching and learning English. Being updated with technology, pedagogy, and integration of it is a must. Students nowadays live together with technology as the internet is getting easier to access. Thus, it is our challenge to follow the trend. The purpose of this workshop is to equip ourselves and to sharpen our knowledge in technology so that later we can elaborate technology in our daily teaching. I believe what we are going to learn today will give us better insights and new knowledge for our better teaching and also learning experiences. We are so fortunate to have Dr. Gumawang Jati, Master of Arts, the expert of this area. It is our expectation that all participants will attend this event attentively from the beginning to the end. Once again, thank you very much and enjoy the workshop.
Thank you, Nova Fahrurosi, for the speech. Without any further ado, we will proceed to the first session of our workshop today on blended learning with technology tools. We invite our moderator and speaker for today, Nova Fahrurosi, Sarjana Pendidikan, and Dr. Gumawang Jati, Masters of Arts.
Thank you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Noval Farrozi. I will be the moderator of today's workshop. Before we step into the main session of our workshop on blended learning with technology tools, please allow me to introduce our aspiring trainer and keynote speaker today. Dr. Gumawang Jati, Master of Art, is a senior English lecturer and teacher trainer. He obtained his S1 degree from IKIP Sanata Dharma in 1987, Master of Art from University of Warwick, England, 1989, doctorate degree from Universitas Pendidikan Indonesia in 2010. His field of competence is English language teaching, teacher training, digital material development, and ICT in education. His working experiences are varied, being an English teacher, course programmer, and head of language center at Institut Teknologi Bandung. Along with that, he is the president of ITELL, Indonesia Technology Enhanced Language Learning Association. Some of his projects were done with the British Council Indonesia, Adaro Foundations, Simeo, and Simiolec. Aside to that, his current workshop and seminars are related to AI in education. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Dr. Gumawang Jati, Master of Arts, everyone.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Pak Indra. Good morning, Prof. Buri. Good morning, all of the participants. Thank you very much. Very happy to have you this morning. I'm going to talk right now. It's more about blended learning. Yeah, I need later your participation. And also, if you have any questions along the way, please do not forget and do not hesitate to type that in chat box. Even though later we're going to have a question and answer at the end. Yeah. Allow me to share my slide. Okay. So this is the title of the workshop, Blended Learning with Technology Tools. The technology tools will be towards the end later. We're going to talk about blended learning first. Yeah. So the menu for today, first we're going to talk about blended learning. Then history of the blended learning. We need to know that, to ask ourselves whether this is still relevant or not after the pandemic. Is it still okay? Is it still flashy? Is it really working in your context? So we have to do a lot of reflection. It was working long ago, before the pandemic, before a lot of tools and application. Is it still appropriate to be applied right now? That's a big question. Yeah. And then some challenges that we had in the past, and some joy as well. Some of you maybe have got the experience in running blended learning for 2 years during the pandemic. Then we're going to look at design, how to design blended learning. It's not a template. It's more on thinking. Let's rethink again how to design a proper blended learning which work in your context. Then we're going to talk about technology tools, I prepared many, and then later you can choose which one is you think appropriate for that. But then I'm not going to give you details how to use the tools. It's more knowledge. This is the tools. You explore it by yourself. So you explore, you try it, you start thinking, evaluate the tools, whether that's appropriate for your class or your school learner. And then followed by a discussion. The discussion is not just limited to blended learning, but you can ask anything. We can discuss a lot of things. As long as that's related to technology, hopefully I can answer your question or lead the discussion. Yeah. Thank you very much. Do you have questions? No questions? Workshop finished. Okay, to start with, then I would like to ask you questions. What do you know about blended learning? I want your answer and type it here. I'm going to share this in the chat box. Okay. Yeah. What do you know about blended learning? Anything? No right or wrong answer whatsoever. Okay, thank you very much for the participation for this. Let's have a look at some of the answers in the Padlet. Okay, I think I should start from here. So it's a combination of traditional learning process and the involvement of real-life learning. It could be technology tools or other media. So it's a combination of traditional and something to do with media, probably that's technology. Yeah. Combine face-to-face meeting with online activities. So two mode on that. Okay. Face-to-face and online. Thank you. Very good. Combination between classroom, face-to-face again, and online. Good. Combination of face-to-face and online. Okay. Digital and conventional. Okay. Blended learning is like two offline and online classroom at one time. Offline classroom and online classroom at one time. Okay, so there are two classes, two type of classes running together. Okay, online and on-site learning. Online facilitated learning combined with on-site method. Okay. Combination and the interaction. Okay, good. Instruction first inform online, then we do it offline. So the instruction is online. So online materials, then we do it offline. Okay, got that. Combine traditional face-to-face classroom activities with online and digital tools. Good. Online and offline learning again. An approach to learning that combines face-to-face and online learning experience. Very good. Thank you very much for the participation. But then we're going to look at later on when we talk about the history. It's not just online and offline. Bukan hanya itu. Kadang-kadang kita terjebak pada, ya aku run blended learning sih. Oh, kenapa? Ya soalnya ada offline sama ada online, so it's blended, keren gitu. It's not that. Ya nanti kita harus sisir lagi. Kalau hanya kombinasi online and offline, terus ngapain? Untuk apa? Ya, terus muridnya pinter. Terus muridnya just use in English. Maybe yes, maybe no. So think about that. Think about the goal, not just the online and the offline. Itu kadang-kadang kita kalau bermain-main dengan teknologi, kita lupa tujuan kita mau ngapain. Tujuan kita untuk apa, tujuan belajarnya untuk apa, kenapa penting. Terlupakan karena ada sesuatu yang baru gitu ya. As a scholar, you should be really think carefully about the use of technology. Jangan terjebak seperti teman-teman yang lain. Pokoknya aku pakai teknologi terus keren gitu. We have to do more than just accept the technology on the area. Now, let's have, this is some definition. The definition is kind of old definition. Educational approach combine traditional face-to-face and online. Okay. Blended mix in-person and online instruction that the student receive. Okay. Then you can also set that the students attend in person and then the other week they present online. That's also blended learning. But after all, blended learning is a learner-centered approach. So the focus is on the student. Then you have to, as a teacher, you have to complementary face-to-face, the synchronous, and online learning asynchronous. Yeah, to achieve an intended learning objective. That's 2014, sebelum pandemi. Yeah, so that's the integration. Again, the center is the student approach. Kalau nanti sekolahnya di pinggiran yang tidak memungkinkan untuk online learning asynchronous, ya jangan dilakukan dengan online learning. Ya, student centered supaya dia bisa punya akses terhadap materi di luar kelas, apa yang harus diberikan. maybe it's not necessarily the online things. You have to think of other things, there's other activity. Untuk apa? To achieve the intended learning objective, to deepen the learning and so on, to practice the skills and so on. Ya, jadi nanti perlu dipikirkan. The problem is, not the problem, but right now, you are a teacher and it's different with my generation. You are a teacher with a lot of tools around you that you can design your own learning. Jadi, guru itu sekarang bukan diharuskan, tapi sebaiknya menjadi designer of the learning. Zaman saya enggak. Zaman saya bukunya disediakan, soalnya disediakan, everything is planned by somebody else, then I have to go inside the classroom and teach using that material. Kreasi saya tidak bisa smooth sekarang. My creation in that time is very limited because of resources. There is no tools, there is no knowledge, there is no supplementary materials seperti zaman sekarang. Ya. The challenges for you as an English teacher right now is not just to teach in front of the class, but you have to design your own learning. Apakah kurikulum perlu? Perlu. Apakah silabus perlu? Perlu. But to design the activities, to design the learning inside the classroom and that period of time, it's in your hand. So, lesson planning pastinya berbeda dengan lesson planning zaman saya. Ya. Dan seterusnya, because of the era of the technology. We're going to talk about that part later on. Yeah. Now let's have a look at the history. Kenapa ada blended learning? 1960s and 70s, saya umur SD sampai SMP lah kira-kira ya. Mainstream of computer based training. The computer is still big. Di Indonesia mungkin waktu itu belum terdengar kalau yang namanya komputer itu ada, gitu ya. Then 70s to 80s, the TV-based technology to support live training. So the training is broadcasted, gitu. Kalau nanti ada yang bertanya ditulis, mungkin dikirim pakai surat, bertanya, lalu nanti dibahas the next meeting and so on. So that's for massive information. They use TV to broadcast the lecture, to broadcast the training that can reach more people. 70-an, 80-an. Kita punya TV pendidikan juga, dan seterusnya, ya. So that's blended, the history of blended learning. Then we have CD-ROM. Mungkin Bapak Ibu tidak ngalamin sih mungkin ya. But CD-ROM training, zaman dulu kalau training belajar bahasa Inggris ataupun apa, then you got a book and you got a CD-ROM, everything is there, then you can work on your own. Gitu. Jadi you give a lecture in the classroom, terus pulang bisa praktek, bisa lebih jauh dan seterusnya menggunakan CD-ROM. Yang membuat CD-ROM siapa? Not the teacher. Yang membuat CD-ROM ya ada orang lain yang membuat CD-ROM-nya. Ya. Personalized learning belum juga. Tahun 80-an, 90-an masih sangat sulit to personalize the learning, to provide the materials karena very limited materials available at that time. Yeah. 1998, that's the first generation of web-based instruction. Waktu itu saya sudah mulai S2 ya. So there is a web-based instruction. All of the instruction, all of the materials uploaded in the learning management system. Then there is a assessment there is assignments and so on. So there are a lot of activities in the web, the school website or somewhere in the web, in the cloud. Ya, jadi biasanya ngajar, ini loh caranya begini, kalau ingin memperdalam, you go to the website. That's also, we call it blended. Nah, 2000 until today, That's a blended learning integration. A lot of things happen, a lot of materials happen. Terus sebetulnya blended learning-nya siswanya sendiri sudah blended learning. They have their own. They listen to you, they practice, and they want to know more, they go to YouTube on his or her own. You challenge the class, some of the diligent students, they will go home and look for other materials on their own in the website or using the app or other things. So to enrich the educational experience, dilakukan sendiri-sendiri. Bisa disebut blended? Enggak juga, karena ya sendiri-sendiri. Pasti kalau anak sekarang nggak mungkin diajarin terus tidak move on in looking for other experience in the web. Dengan catatan dia hidup di tempat yang ada internet connection. Kalau tidak ada internet connection, ya itu lain cerita. Ya. So actually blended learning if done by individual menjadi blended learning karena dibikin formal. There is a structure. Who structured that learning? The teacher. Who started the blended? The teacher. So you have to decide, or the school programmer, or the headmaster. Yeah, but somebody formal, they crafting the path for the students in the learning journey in two modes. One is offline, another one is online. Nah, yang online bagaimana? Yang online harus rich. Tidak bisa online seragam. Diajarin ini begini, terus soalnya cuman, atau kalau suruh ngerjakan soal, 20 soal. Just 20 questions. It's not personalized. The student will not have option on the online. So it should be 20, not 20 in written, for example, and then another 20 in using voice, another 20 using apa. Jadi siswanya punya pilihan untuk melakukan to enrich themselves at home without a teacher. There are a lot of option. Capek kok bikinnya, iya. Itu yang ideal. Jadi kalau cuman enriching their activities at home on their own, tapi seragam, kayaknya masih ngeblendnya kurang bagus, gitu ya. That's kalau kita mau kembali ke definisi bahwa that's a learner-centered approach. When inside the classroom seragam, di luar kelas aktivitasnya semua seragam, ya mungkin learner-centerednya menjadi hilang karena ada yang audio visual type of learner, ada yang macam-macam background-nya, ada yang levelnya masih rendah dan seterusnya. Ya, so that's the challenge in having a blended learning. So that's the brief history of blended learning. Yeah. So the goal of a blended learning to create flexible and personalized learning experience. Kalau yang di kelas biasanya untuk fleksibel sangat sulit untuk di Indonesian in your context or in my context, in Indonesian context, because that's formal. Yeah, personalized learning experience for students. You can have it outside the classroom using a lot of technology, giving them a lot of option. Yeah. Then another one, student can have more control over the learning. Bayangkan kalau yang diberikan tugas secara online itu hanya satu cara, ya, will not give control over the learning experience untuk students-nya. Ya. And also they can learn at their own pace. Another one, allow for more individualized instruction. Jadi memang harus diberikan banyak opsi. Yeah. Then you have to give resources to provide targeted intervention. Intervention, what type of intervention or remediations that you're going to make for your students? Kalau saya tahu murid saya jurusan taruhlah seni rupa, I will give different materials with my students from other department, for example teknik penerbangan gitu. Ya, pilihannya pasti berbeda. Mode yang harus dikerjakan di rumah secara online pasti berbeda. Yeah. So it's not just face-to-face and online, but you have to think of the activities and also the intended goal of the blended learning. Itu. Nah, take a different form. Ini yang kadang-kadang membingungkan, depending on the student-specific need and the goals of the course. Ada yang nyebut flipped classroom. It's also blended learning, yeah, where students pre-recorded video lecture at home and then come to class to work on activities and assignment. Kenapa di flip? Yeah, they have or they design certain activities that is possible for the student to view the pre-recorded video lectures. Jadi kalau di tempat saya mungkin nggak bisa. I cannot do flip learning, for example, in my context. Just to give you illustration. Bahasa Inggris di ITB bukan pelajaran utama. Second class, kalau boleh dibilang gitu ya. It's not the student's priority. Kalau saya bilang, go and watch my recording that I upload in YouTube, nggak akan nonton mereka. Mereka sibuk dengan subjek yang lain. Ya, so to decide whether it's flipped classroom, hybrid courses, station rotation, very much depends on the context where you are. Ya, jadi kita pikirkan students-nya dulu. Jangan mikirkan teorinya, oh ini kalau begini, kalau begini. No, look at the student. Karena apa? Balik lagi, it's a student center. So you have to think about the students first. So, like I give you my illustration, flipped classroom in my context will not work for English. Yeah. Then come to class to work on activities and assignment. They don't watch the video. They don't have time. Hanya mungkin beberapa orang, gitu kan? Then I have a group work activities in the classroom. Ya, pastinya chaos. Ya, karena it's only few students will watch the video. Yang membuat tidak mungkin dan saya tidak melakukan flash classroom lagi apa? My class itu jumlahnya paling sedikit 80. Paling banyak 100 sekian, 120, 125 students. Impossible for me to have a classwork on activities and assignment where only a few students watch the pre-recorded video. Jadi saya memutuskan tidak. Gitu ya. That's the way we think. So again, the center is the student. Then you decide what type of blendeds that you're going to have. Hybrid courses, students attend some classes in person and complete other coursework online. Saya sering melakukan hybrid. Yeah, so they attend the class, I spark them with a lot of ideas, I trigger them, I challenge them, a lot of discussion in the classroom. Then this is the coursework that you have to finish. Gitu. Nah, dalam konteks saya agak kejam, agak nakut-nakutin. If you don't complete the coursework, nanti itu akan mempengaruhi nilai. Nilainya 40%. All of my online coursework, quizzes, and so on is 40%. Jadi kalian harus lakukan. UTS 30%, UAS 30%, terus coursework online 40%. Ya, that's cara yang mungkin tidak baik sih. agak nakut-nakutin gitu ya. Tapi ya itu yang saya ambil. Whether it's there's pro and cons, always pro and cons on that. Yeah. Now, rotation station where students work online learning activities at various stations around the classroom, and then the teacher will move around and giving explanation to a certain group. That's also possible. In my context, it's impossible karena alasannya gampang, bukan alasannya gampang, alasannya obvious. We don't have a movable desk and movable chair, so that's impossible to have a group work inside the classroom. Itu contoh, ya. So in the form of blended learning, you have to decide again. Tapi yang harus diingat satu aja, student center. First, students dulu yang dipikirkan, baru kemudian teknologinya, baru kemudian apanya, dan seterusnya, dan seterusnya. Ya. Again, if you have any questions, you can always type in the chat box, or you can keep it for later. Yeah. Now, some of you have done blended learning, some of you haven't, but then I want you to share, and then we discuss some of this. Why do you conduct a blended learning? Karena disuruh, karena apa, and then I want you to share your joy and challenges in conducted blended learning. Yeah, I'm going to share this Padlet in the chat box. Okay. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Prof. Luri, we are not preparing a breakout room in the group. We use this chat, and then we have open microphone discussion in a minute. Thank you, Ibu. Okay, thank you. Thanks a lot for sharing. Some of you still typing. That's okay. You can continue. I would like to hear some more opinion about this, especially the joy in conducted blended learning. Students are more prepared. Joy. Yang nulis ini siapa? Buka mikrofon. Mari kita sharing. Can you share with us a little bit more, elaborate on this? Students are more prepared. Somebody write Joy. Open your microphone and share with us, please. Tidak ada namanya soalnya. Yang menulis Joy, students are more prepared. Siapa ini? Mari bisa membuka mikrofon. Okay. If not, then Pramesti Chandramukti, the flexibility that blended learning offers. Can you elaborate more on that, please?
Okay, I will
Thank you.
gladly. Right, so I mentioned that about the flexibility when using blended learnings because 1 minute we can, what do you call it again? You can give Kahoot to your students, and then the other minute we can jump right into a different app, and thus going on from places, from different tools, from one to the other in within minutes. And it all, of course, will be very engaging and very fun to students.
Okay, thank you very much, Ibu. So that's again, the purpose is on the student, jump from in a minute from one application to another to engage the student participation. Very good. Thank you. That's possible if you have or you are in the area of 4G. Kalau ngajarnya di kota mungkin bisa gitu ya, tapi kalau ngajarnya di agak pinggiran, ya mungkin perlu pertimbangan yang lain. Okay, how about Ibu Neni? Can you share with us? Students are more engaged. Neni Marlina, sit here. Atau okay. If not, working from remote. Yang tulis ini siapa ya? The joy is working from remote. Coba bisa dielaborasikan. Boleh dielaborasikan dalam bahasa Indonesia. Nggak akan dihukum kok, nggak akan pengaruh ke nilai. Prof. Guri juga nggak akan nyatet siapa yang ini. Atau Pak Hendra. Ayo, working from remote, siapa ini? Ya, kok nggak keluar karena anonimus ya. Ada yang mau share sekarang tentang Joy? Can you open your microphone? Oke, ada kah? Yes, no? Okay, how about Maria Atri? Can you open your microphone? What share us a joy of conducted blended learning? Yes. Can you unmute yourself? Jangan-jangan nggak bisa unmute.
Okay, sorry.
Okay.
Pak, can you repeat your question?
Oh, can you share with us the joy of conducted a blended learning? Kalau sudah pernah ngalamin blended?
Oh, not yet, sir.
Not yet. Oh, okay.
Yes.
It's okay. Yang sudah kira-kira siapa ya? Okay, let's hear from Pak Mahrawi. Sudah pernahkah melakukan blended? Pak Mahrawi sudah pernah melakukan blended belum, Pak?
I'm not teaching.
Oh, you are not teaching.
Yet.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
not teaching yet. How about Ibu Amalia? Yang mimpin doa tadi. Jadi.
Hello, Pak Gumawang. Currently, my teaching method is entirely online, but as a student during my undergraduate, I think I experienced what's called blended learning, and the joy. If you ask about the joy, then the process felt more flexible at the time, and students, we as students, of course, felt like how to say it. We were more able to explore and express ourselves without feeling so nervous, and as we were not demanded instantly at that place, then we had more time to search for information if we were required to. So I think that's some sort of joy available in blended learning that I can describe.
Okay, thank you, Bu Amalia. Yeah, so again, the joy, when you think about that, it's on the students. Ya, jadi memang kalau nanti merancang atau harus melakukan blended learning, you have to focus on the students learning dulu. Jangan bingung-bingung dengan ini teorinya kayak apa ya, ini bahannya apa, ini teknologinya nanti apa. Jangan bingung.com dulu, but you look at your student first. Itu yang penting banget. Ya, so terus the next questions will be, is it possible? Soalnya kalau ngomong blended learning biasanya ngomongnya teknologinya dulu. Aku pakai Kahoot, ramai banget gitu. Terus Kahootnya untuk apa? Nah, baru mikir lagi dan seterusnya. Ya, so when I ask you the joy, biasanya agak sulit untuk diekspresikan. Jadi kalau ngomong challenge banyak banget. Ya, the challenges using blended learning banyak yang bisa disalahkan di sana. Ya, internet connection, students are not ready, the teachers are not ready, the students' background, student motivations. Ini ada yang bilang students' motivations, the challenges in conducted blended learning. Siapa ya? Ada yang mau share atau motivasinya bagaimana? Students motivation, siapa yang nulis? Tidak ada yang mengaku yang punya siapa. Oke, ability to manage class. Adakah yang mau share? Tidak ada. Kalau tidak ada ya otoriter aku sekarang. Muifatul, mari share challenges-nya apa? Ya, challenges-nya kalau
Halo,
webinar. Ya,
Can
halo
you hear my
juga.
voice?
Yes.
Yeah,
Can you
so
share the challenges?
yeah, actually I'm not teaching yet. So now I joined PPG Prajabatan and I practice my field teaching in SMPN 1 Surabaya. And yeah, the challenges in conducting a blended learning, because it is a public school and it is based on zonasi ya Pak. So yeah, not all of the students have the facilities to internet, I mean the connection, and also the motivation. Yeah, the motivation of the students. Not all of them are motivated in learning. We have given them the instructions before, explanations and so on. But after that, when they have to do it online, their self-determined learning various, and the gap sometimes are so big between the low achievers and the high achievers. Yeah, maybe that's what I can share, Pak Gumawang and also friends. Maybe my another friends would like to share also.
Okay, thank you, Ibu, for sharing. Yes, in certain area that's a motivation low, no facilities to support that.
Thank you, Pak.
Okay, thank you. Anyone want to share? Ibu Lucia, do you have something in mind to share?
Ibu Lucia, we cannot hear you.
Yeah, the microphone is.
Yeah. I think it's not connected yet, Pak.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good morning. So from our school, basically, the challenges that we had is usually the students are way too enjoy with the online thing rather than the conventional learning, meaning in terms of like when we did the pandemic thing, most students they were too like how do I say this? They're too comfortable in doing online, too comfortable with the technology, and when it deals with the real life situations, they got easy to give up, don't have any motivation because they tend to find the quickest way to do things by searching or browsing, etc. So in terms of like doing the critical thinking, they had this kind of difficulty in terms of like really need to think because they tend to like, yeah, what I said earlier, try to find the easiest way. That's one of the challenges that we had. But the joy thing is that we had fun during the activity because that's what they like. I think that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Bu Lucia. Very good. Yeah, everyone after the pandemic experience the generation of COVID inside the classroom. They are not comfortable talking to their friend face to face because they are almost like 2 years doing everything online. They easily to give up in a real discussion, no patience. Yes, they search a lot. They get the material very quickly and they want everything instant. Yes, a lot. That's the challenge right now. And we are going to have a bigger challenge the next 5 to 10 years dengan adanya AI. That's a challenge for critical thinking. That's challenge for creativity. The creativity theory that I learned, Ibu relearned, Pak Hendra learned in the past, maybe no longer appropriate. Maybe need to be adjusted. Yeah, to make your student engage in the learning process, to make your students think critically, we need to think the old theory as a basis, then we have to create something new. Itu challenge-nya. Ya, jadi sebetulnya kalau kelasnya semakin bingung untuk metodologi, semakin bagus. because then you think and then you debate about that and then find something new. Nggak bisa dipukirin sih. Yeah, so thank you very much Ibu Lucia for bringing up that point. The joy, it's fun, yes. They're comfortable, yes. That's their generation life on that. Yeah. So thank you. Let's move on to blended learning. Okay. This is the challenges, technical difficulties in some area, slow internet connection, and so on, the software, and so on. So technical difficulties in terms of hardware, that's possible. Kalau yang punya Wi-Fi kencang dan segala macam, then the technical difficulties is not in the hardware, but it's in the teacher and the students. Ya, technicalnya menguasai seberapa jauh sih gurunya gitu. Bisa nggak, jangan-jangan gurunya nggak pernah nyobain terus, dan seterusnya. Ya. Now, I take an example of my campus. My campus, the Wi-Fi is very good. Everyone got the access for free. Terus bayangan orang luar kan kayaknya pasti profesornya semua pakai high tech dan segala macam. No, not everyone ready with that. Ya, they got the technical difficulties a lot. Harus bawa asistennya dan seterusnya. So when we talk about technical difficulties, it's not just the hardware, but also the readiness of the lecturers and the readiness of the teachers and readiness of the students. So think about that when you design a blended learning. Maintaining student engagement. Oke, tadi saya pengen dengar sebetulnya yang di lapangan yang terjadi apa. That's difficult because the students they feel disconnected. Kalau yang rajin, ya dia fokus banget. Kalau yang pas kebetulan, aduh, ini aku bukan tipe auditore, terus suruh dengerin, terus apa, ya, then the engagement will drop. Sometimes you as a teacher like me, kelasnya secara keseluruhan bagus, but not for everyone. Kayaknya kebanyakan engage, yes, but maybe some are left behind and so on. So maintaining student engagement when we talk about blended learning should be personalized. That's become a challenge. Yeah, managing time itu juga menjadi penting. Small chunk of activities. Makanya tadi saya senang mendengar that you can jump from one app to another, one activities to another very quick. Then meaning that you have to chunk your activities in a small bite size. Tidak mudah to create activities karena bukan tidak mudah, tapi need a lot of time to prepare that. Yeah, to become a bite size learning activities on that. Yeah. Okay, tadi disebut ensuring the equity. Some got the access, some don't have the access on the internet. Then balancing online and offline. Yeah, I have a problem this year and also last year to run a pair work and group work inside the classroom because they get used to the online. Kalau ditanya lama banget jawabnya, diam aja gitu. Nanti kalau tak tanya, Bapak Ibu juga diam lama gitu kan. Ayo buka mikrofonnya lama. Tapi if I give you Padlet, terus cepet tuh. Nulis pengalaman dan segala macam lebih cepat. Tapi begitu buka mikrofon, ntar dulu. Ya. Assessing learning, that's also a challenge. Jangan-jangan dia cut and paste, jangan-jangan dia apa, jangan-jangan and so on. So we have to have a variety of assignment. We have to have a variety of quizzes and maybe type of exam. We have to think about that, whether you're going to do it online or offline and so on. Yeah, that's the challenges. Yeah. Ada pertanyaan dari in the chat box. Thank you, Ibu Ami. Any specific example of blended learning model, such as flipped classroom, hybrid courses, and station rotation, how can they be effectively implemented? Hybrid classroom, I've done that. I can share you later, probably my handout, and kalau situsnya kayaknya I'll try to find that one in my Google Class. Mungkin nanti bisa menjadi bayangan, ya. Dan I give it to the ketua panitianya nanti, ya. That's a contoh of a hybrid courses. Yes. How can that will be effectively implemented? Very difficult questions, but you have to design it carefully. Itu yang kadang-kadang tidak sejalan dengan, itu yang jadi masalah. Kadang-kadang tidak sejalan dengan silabus dan kurikulum sekolah. Ya, karena kan kurikulum sekolah saya juga, itu masih didesain sebelum zaman COVID, masih didesain semuanya akan face to face, gitu ya. Terus tiba-tiba ada blended, tiba-tiba ada flip yang diformalkan. Semua harus ada aturannya dan segala macam, hitungan SKS-nya dan seterusnya dan seterusnya. That's become complicated. But effectively implemented, nanti perlu di-adjust dengan environment-nya. I will come to that later in the design, Ibu Ami. Yeah, but thank you for the questions. Examples nanti saya kirim contohnya ada. And also I did training as well for hybrid courses, ya, training untuk para guru yang pengajarnya dari British Council di UK, lalu siswanya ada di Indonesia, and then we did hybrid as well because they meet us. Aku menjadi salah satu tutornya. Itu face to face-nya ada di Indonesia, tapi kebanyakan online, and we have that model on that. Ya. Oke, kalau ada pertanyaan boleh di chat box supaya kita nanti bisa diskusi, ya. So, blended learning requires careful planning and implementation to be effective. That will answer how can they be effectively implemented to Ibu Ami. Ya. First, we have to define the learning goals. Seperti biasa, standar. Design learning activities. Ya, learning goals ditentukan. Very good. Learning activities harus diingat. There are two. Tadi kan dua. Online, using technologies, and offline. So you have to design two type of learning activities. The focus on your students. Itu selesaikan dulu. After that, then you choose appropriate technology. Cocok tidak, terlalu mahal tidak, bisa diakses tidak, semua orang punya tidak, dan seterusnya dan seterusnya. So you have to choose that. Ya. Nanti ada framework, mungkin kenal yang namanya TPEX. Jadi TPEX-nya gurunya, kemampuan TPEX-nya seperti apa. Kalau kemampuan TPEX-nya tinggi, they can choose appropriate technology without any problems there. Now, communicate clearly. Ini yang sering dilupakan. Masih tugasnya biasa-biasa saja, perintahnya biasa-biasa saja, mungkin tidak jelas. Ya, you have to communicate with the students. Ini untuk apa? Ini tujuannya apa? Why you need to practice at home? What's the benefit and so on. That explanation, you have to communicate the goal. You have to communicate the purpose of the learning activities clearly to your students. Kalau tidak, salah ngerti. Kalau tidak, dan seterusnya dan seterusnya. Ya. Then you have to evaluate that and improve, because to apply a blended learning in your area and in my area will be different. Balik lagi, the focus is on the students, and you are not only a teacher, you are a designer. Yeah. So you have to design the learning activities start from the beginning. Jadi kalau zaman dulu ngajar pakai buku, ada kunci jawabannya, ada metodologinya, selesai. With the blended learning, something else. Yeah. Now, learning goal. Start by defining clear learning goals. Yang saya maksud learning goals tidak seperti di RPP, tapi ini yang nyata. Aku maunya apa dalam 2 jam ini, itu kan muridku seperti ini. So again, you have to think of the students. Jangan seperti yang RPP yang biasa gitu ya. What do you want your student to learn? I want my students to learn, for example, creating an outline to an essay after they read a text. Terus bertanya, what do you want them to develop? The skills. I want my students to think critically. How? I will give them a text. Then I will provide with questions and a lot of discussion. Ngajarnya tadi apa? Tujuannya, I want my student to create an outline. Ya udah, sampai outline saja, terus skills-nya saya pengen stress on critical thinking. Udah, jangan banyak-banyak supaya chunk itu bisa terjadi. Ya, small bite. Ya, then design learning activities. Ya. Now, list of variety engaging learning activities. Kalau saya tadi bikin outline, contohnya gitu ya. Outline mahasiswa saya tingkat 1 semester 1 S1. Okay. Then how will I create an engaging learning activities? I'll give them 3 type of text. Suruh pilih teksnya yang mau baca yang mana. Baca dari sana. Okay. Have to retell what's in the text in the Padlet. What's the text about? Text 1 is about bla 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 bla. Terus kita diskusikan. Ya, dari hasil Jati itu, then I have a discussion. Kira-kira aku punya bayangan kayak gitu, ya. So this activity should include both online and offline. Jadi ada teks, saya taruh di Padlet, di dalam kelas, mereka mengkritisi satu dengan yang lain, teksnya tentang apa, mengapa teksnya ditulis, dan seterusnya, dan seterusnya. Oke? How about the offline activities? The online activities, then I will give them text to read probably. Then what's the text about? I will give a video. What is the video it's about? Jadi videonya dipilih kira-kira yang hampir sama dengan teksnya. When the text is about climate change, then I'm going to look for a video about the climate change. Then I will give another poster about climate change to my students. Give it to them to do it offline. Jadi ada kegiatan online, ada kegiatan offline. Okay. Then I will have a discussion. Discussionnya bisa offline, bisa online. I prefer that offline. So I do the discussion offline. So when I design the learning activities, I'm talking to myself. First, jangan terpaku pada template pengalaman saya, ya. Pengalaman saya, kalau saya terpaku pada template, my creativity in designing and thinking about engaging learning activities akan terpaku oleh template yang harus diserahkan gitu. Jangan, ya. Lebih baik dari diri kita, karena we know our students better than that. Okay, then I will go to choose appropriate technology to support the learning goal. The learning goal is my students should be able to write outline for essay outline. Tadi aktivitasnya kayak tadi sudah, gitu kan? Then I'm going to choose a technology for discussion in class, Padlet. I will choose Padlet. My reason, ringan, anak-anak sudah kenal, saya sudah kenalkan ke mereka, I can monitor very easily, anak-anak tidak harus login, tidak harus punya akun, akunnya yang punya saya, and it's very flexible, give a lot of format for that, so I'm going to use Padlet for that. Yeah. Then I'm going to use a video from YouTube about climate change. Then I'm going to ask them their opinion, probably in written and in using voice. Pokoknya gitu ya. Using voice, I'm going to use Vocaroo. Then note, probably I'm going to use Padlet. So the technology for achieving, creating a certain learning objective, nggak usah banyak-banyak. When there are too many technologies to achieve a learning activities, then the student might get confused. Ya, jadi lebih baik tidak terlalu banyak. Okay, I'm going to back to you, Pak Albertus, after this. Yeah, thank you for the question in the chat box. Now, again, communicate clearly. So my expectation about the discussion, my expectation about the video, and so on, then I will clearly articulate, stay with them using my word, using a short video if that's possible, and also I'm going to give a clear instruction in the classroom. Itu yang biasanya saya lakukan. When I have to give instruction online, saya lebih cenderung menggunakan spoken, lalu ada wajah saya. Very short, maybe 1 minute, 2 minutes instruction, then I give them using a video. In most cases, I'm using 2 languages, some in Bahasa Indonesia and some in English, to make the communication clear what they have to do. Itu saya nggak mau mahasiswanya secara online terus nanti menjadi bingung dan seterusnya. Then I will evaluate, okay, if I'm handling this class with this number from this department and this class with this number with that department, what the pro and cons, what should I do, and so on. Usually I have a note on that. Yeah, and feedback from the students for sure, that's very, very important. Ya, jadi habis semester selalu ditanyain apa yang kurang baik, apa yang perlu, tools mana yang repot, tools mana yang disenangin, dan seterusnya, dan seterusnya. Ya, oke. Now, Pak Albertus Roni, call me skeptic, but how can you be sure that this method is effective? What's your indicator to say that the method is effective to be implemented? Okay. Have you done any research on your own classes? Thank you for sharing. Blended learning, I haven't really done a research on the area. Yeah, I've done a research on the other area, but not in blended learning. How to make sure that this method is effective? I don't know. To be sure, I cannot really define that's effective or not, but my situation forced me to do blended. Yeah, and I got the opportunity to use the online platform with my students, dan itu diwajibkan dan harus, so that I use that. The indicators to say that this method is effective or not, we don't know. But if we compare the result of the tests taken before we use blended learning and after we use blended learning with a very similar material, I say similar because previously We give very limited materials, limited textbooks to be explored, and so on. With the blended learning, with the enrich of apps, enrich of materials, the result of the test, of the student tests, a lot better. Itu yang bisa saya sampaikan. Tapi kalau ada specific, very academic research, I haven't done that yet. Yeah, because in my situation, my class, the minimum size is 80, 2 credit only. Yeah, and their English is some are very good, study overseas. When they're high school, some are from Indonesia, some are from a limited area, and their English are not very good. And English is not their major because they are engineering. Itu mungkin yang saya bisa share tentang blended learning yang saya alami. Ya. Strategies, best practice teachers to employ, communicate clearly with the student in a blended learning setting, maintains the engagement throughout the learning process. Pertanyaannya akademik banget. Thank you, Ibu Maria. Specific strategies to communicate clearly with the students. I'm using a lot of short videos to that, and I always accompanied by another channel, not just learning management system, but I'm using Telegram to communicate with my student. Yeah, let me share to give you ideas. Let me share my Telegram. Hopefully, that will make it clearer. So, to communicate with the students, I use other channel, not just voice, not just text, but also videos. Okay, maybe this one. Let's give a sample of the training. This is the blended training that I've done with the UK. Let's have a look at Group C, for example. Yeah. Okay, let me start from, this is a 9-month course. Okay. So this is the example of December 20. Okay. So we use Bahasa Indonesia sometime, we use English sometime, we use text, sometimes we use videos like this. Yeah. This is put it in YouTube. This is an instruction what to do. Yeah, and then the student will respond, and then the students will have another class that's in a Google class. So we have a Google Classroom, we have a Telegram to communicate with the students, and we have a face-to-face classroom. So that's the type of tripod. Then you ask for the example of communicate clearly to make sure that they understand. Then we created a short, very short video just to give the instruction, expectation, what to do, and so on. Yeah, hopefully that will give you ideas, Ibu Maria. Yeah. Maintain the engagement, that's very difficult, especially tasks online. So we have to keep reminding, tapi nggak boleh terlalu galak juga, agak sulit memang. Sometimes persuasive, and so on and so on. Yeah. Okay. So, for example, here, siap Ibu dan Pak Jati, terus Alhamdulillah, dan seterusnya, dan seterusnya. So, we communicate this outside the classroom. Yeah. Another typical example I'm using with my ITP students I mentioned earlier. Yeah. For example, I'll take class mana ya? 12. Okay. So this is my communication with my students. for blended. We have a class, tapi nggak bisa di-share kelasnya. Saya nanti share kelas yang di Google Classroom aja ya. Kalau yang ini nggak bisa karena menggunakan learning management di kampus. So I ask my students to go to psychology because I put some exercise there. Di membersnya ada 92. So you can imagine that I have 92 students and this is how I communicate with them. Ketemu seminggu 1 kali 2 kredit ya. Then I gave this critical reading class, I gave the link using Canva. I gave a week or 3 days before the class. So I share my material beforehand. Gitu. This is the PowerPoint that I'm going to use inside the classroom. So I share that beforehand. Okay, let's go back to this. And then ada yang join late dan seterusnya dan seterusnya. Then I said, hi all, thanks for coming to class. Don't forget to take the attendance at 6. Karena ngisi attendance-nya online. Kadang-kadang mereka lupa, perlu diingatkan. Ya, that's an example of communication. So if you look at this, ini sudah di-invite jauh hari sebelumnya. Saya memberikan link, lalu saya memberikan slide, but not everyone joining the group. When they see me inside the classroom, I said, this group is very important, blah, 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 blah. Again, communicate clearly what I expect in using the group, terus everyone join. Konteks, anak tingkat 1. Tingkat 1 semester 1 non-English department. Ya. Then somebody joins in and they said, I all just realized there will be no class next week, Lunar New Year, so I will see you, dan seterusnya. I communicate even ada hari libur kita. Jadi, ya, so very informal communication, I've used that in here, not just academically. I'm treating them more as my friend or my son. Kira-kira gitu ya, karena umur. Then, say thank you. I filled the attendance, please check. So, karena ada yang japri. Thank you, dan seterusnya. Then, second week. This is the activity of second week. Again, I gave them here the PowerPoint, critical reading module 2. Then I give them the text here. Ada nggak teksnya di learning management system? Ada. But I have to communicate to make sure that my student use that. So, or see that at least I put that there. I put it and I communicate with them using a different channel. Ya, tidak bisa rely ada di learning management system terus mereka akan mengakses. Maybe I have to remind them there. Ya. So I gave them 3 texts for them to work. Ya, contoh komunikasi lagi. This is from students. Selamat siang Pak Gumawang. Saya mau mengganggu waktunya. Mohon izin. Saya tidak bisa masuk kelas, harus ke rumah sakit. Dan saya okay, thank you, get well soon. Gitu. Then if I continue here, I give them reminder. This is about the quiz. Then that's a week 3 and so on. So hopefully this will give you ideas how I communicate, not necessarily using Telegram Ibu Guri, but WhatsApp group, support different channel, and so on. Itu yang mungkin membedakan blended learning yang kita alami sama yang sudah ready for blended learning. The students, they are not really ready for blended learning to be structured in their online activities. Ya. Hopefully that will give you an idea yang saya maksud dengan communicate. Jadi dengan begini engagement happen outside the classroom, in virtual world, and outside classroom. Kira-kira itu. Pak Gumawang, could you share your best practice practice. This is what I did with my students in blended learning. Mungkin ada bayangan sekarang Ibu Indah Yulia, ya. Ibu Wuri, I never use Telegram. Is it similar to WhatsApp? Yes. Tapi untuk Telegram itu bisa ribuan, bisa 2.000 anggota. Lalu anggota yang satu dengan yang lain tidak harus tahu nomor teleponnya. Yeah, so they keep my students, they don't know my phone number. They know my ID in Telegram. When I register, I'm using a phone number, but then when I in the Telegram, I can hide my phone number, and I still can communicate with my students using Telegram. If they want to call me, they call a Telegram call, like WhatsApp call. Yeah, but they don't know my telephone number. Itu keuntungannya untuk Telegram group. And also ada banyak yang bisa dikerjakan, ada quiz, ada macam-macam di Telegram. And yang saya suka, nomor teleponnya private, bisa diumpetin, and the members can be over 1,000 members. If I click the item here, for example, the discussion that we have, ini membersnya ada 1.270 members. But yeah, that's the difference between WhatsApp, Ibu. But the function is very similar on that. Yeah. Okay. Hopefully that will give you ideas what's blended learning. I've talked about the history. I've talked about what's the challenge. I have asked you some of your opinions. I shared with you what I've done with ITP, that how we do a blended learning. It's not perfect. Some of you asking how effective. I'm not saying that mine is very good. I got a lot of disappointment in here, and then in the learning journey of using blended learning, then I combine Telegram. I combine before Telegram, I combine with my email. Doesn't work, so I put it in Telegram. So far, quite happy with that, but a lot of things happen, like time consuming, for instance. At the beginning, it's time consuming. I have to design offline activities. I have to design online activities at the same time. But when it's come to the following semester, it's getting easier. Yeah. At the beginning, it's very hard, but when it's move on, I'm familiar with a lot of materials. I'm familiar how to communicate with the students and so on. I feel more comfortable on that. Yeah. Okay, let's move on. This is module 2. I have to close this. Oh, yeah. Okay. Now, technology tools. Challenge for you. How tech savvy are you? I want you to fill in this Padlet and see what technology tools that you know, then technology tools that we can discuss later to support the blended learning. I'm going to share this in the chat box. Takes your time. I give you plenty of time, 10 to 15 minutes, maybe more, because there are a lot of things that we can discuss and we can share later on. Okay, that's the link. So technology tools for ELT, technology tools for brainstorming that you have experienced, some of you put it there, technology for pair work or group work, technology for collaboration and project, technology for giving feedback, technology for media creation, technology for content creator. Can you share with us here? And then we can discuss about the technology tools. 10 to 15 minutes, and then let's see how we go. So take your time. No need to worry. If you are in the same room, then you can talk to your friend. Yeah, if not, you can work individually. Okay, thank you very much. We got a lot of apps here that you're already familiar with. Some are familiar to me, some are not. Okay, good. Now let's have a look at quickly here for brainstorming, Mentimeter, ChatGPT, Jamboard, Answer Garden, okay, mind mapping tools, very good. Yeah, Kahoot for brainstorming, I'm not sure. Quizzes, I'm not sure. You can use Kahoot and quizzes and Padlet, for example, for brainstorming inside the classroom with a very clear instruction. Ya, mungkin. Kahoot hati-hati karena kalau mau brainstorming, desainnya harus benar untuk brainstorming. Kahoot is for more competition rather than brainstorming. That's the nature of the apps. Quizzes also, if you want to do a brainstorming using quiz, so think of creatively about the quiz, ya. Jadi mohon dilihat lagi nanti. Okay, pair work and group work, Padlet, Jamboard, Google Docs, okay. Sketchful.io, that's an artificial intelligence for that. Google, lagi-lagi pair work, group work, Kahoot, sama quizzes agak tricky. The instructions should be clear, and what you put in the Kahoot juga harus hati-hati. Karena Kahoot lebih ke competition. Competition ya bisa sih digunakan untuk group work, tapi apakah maksud group worknya yang bagaimana gitu. Whether it's for critical thinking and so on, getting ideas and so on, maybe not Kahoot. Yeah, so think about that. Okay, G Drive, file record, okay. Text tool for collaboration, Jamboard, Google Drive, social media, Instagram, TikTok. Okay, Instagram, TikTok for collaboration bisa sih. Pertanyaannya, memonitornya gimana? Tahu kalau mereka kolaborasi di mana? Sejauh mana kolaborasinya terjadi? Nah, so think about that. Other social media for collaboration, it's not an issue because you have to monitor the steps and so on and so on. Perlu hati-hati, aware aja sih. Ya, like if you're going to use, for example, collaboration Canva. Canva untuk kolaborasi bisa nggak bisa, tapi balik lagi, the instruction should be clear, the steps should be clear. Make sure that the collaboration happen. Gitu. Jangan-jangan kalau Canva nanti yang bekerja di situ satu orang doang. Gimana caranya biar hasilnya satu orang? Terus menilainya bagaimana? You know, things like that. How do you will rate the participation of the students? Think about that. Yeah. Okay, that's because the nature of Canva is not for collaboration. Bisa sih untuk kolaborasi. Ya. Oke, text tool for giving feedback, Padlet bisa, Google Doc bisa, but this is not specifically for giving feedback. Ya, nanti saya kenalkan beberapa yang mungkin nanti perlu dicoba. That's especially the sign for giving feedback. Text tool for media creation, you mentioned a lot of Canva, Photoshop, okay, Live Worksheet, okay, ya, Canva. In the Canva, sekarang ada fitur baru that you can generate, you can create content as well using Canva. Sudah tahu atau belum? Can you say yes or no in the chat box? That you can create content, that Canva can create content for you. Have you try that? Karena banyak yang tahu kan masalahnya. No, belum. Yang lain? Ada yang sudah kah? Oscar belum, Komong belum, Yura belum. Yang lain? Have you used Canva to create content? Content creation that will create content for you. Okay, I'll show it you. Jadi karena sudah banyak ya, I will show that. AI Canva, yes. Canva sekarang ada AI-nya. I'll show you very quickly on that. So karena ada ChatGPT, jadi semua sekarang punya content creator. Sempurna tidak sempurna, mereka sudah menanam AI-nya di sana. There, and they implant the artificial intelligence. For example, I do a plan presentation, then that will prompt me with blank slide. Lalu ada ini, Magic Design by Canva. Diklik, jadi kalau ada yang baru-baru gini, sekarang diklik. Sekarang banyak aplikasi yang akan muncul, yang modelnya generate content. Use 5 or more words to describe your presentation. Blended, not blended learning lah. For example, critical reading for undergraduate student. For example, like that, then I click enter. Then they're creating the presentation for me. Ya, bagi yang belum nanti bisa dicoba. It's not perfect, but will give you a guidance. Then they'll give you a variety of layout. For example, I'm choosing this one. Click, create my presentation. Tinggal klik. Then that will create presentation for you. Mastering critical reading, a guide for undergraduate. Boleh diganti-ganti. Then the second one, ini. Why critical reading is important. The third slide, what is critical reading. The fourth slide, strategies for critical reading. They give you the outline of your presentation. Tinggal nambah kurang and so on. But they give you the general outline. Itu Canva. Yeah. So is it free, Pak? Yes, it's free. You do not need to subscribe this one. Ya, sudah disediakan. Try it, so the life of the teacher will become easier in this way. Yes. Oke, yang belum pernah nyoba karena sudah kenal Canva, nanti bisa dicoba. So if you see something like this, magic wand like this, atau like this here, Canva Assistant, for example, nanti diklik aja, akan ada banyak apps lama yang updating their facilities. Ya, oke. Yeah. If you have any questions in the chat box, as usual, feedback, text tool for media creation, Write Sonic, okay, CapCut, okay, Photoshop, Canva, yes. Content creator, Instagram, ini bayar kayaknya. Writer Me, I think, if I'm not mistaken, that's not free. Flipgrid, TikTok, Synthesia, this is interesting, synthesia.io, yang belum pernah nyoba nanti bisa mencoba. This is also AI that will create material or content for you. Yeah. Okay. Let's move on a little bit. Some blended learning text tool. Okay, I'm sharing this in the chat box as well. If you want to have this later, you can access my Padlet to explore more. But I'm going to explain this one by one, not one by one, but I think that's necessary to be explained very quickly on that. Yeah, I share that in the chat box later on. Test tool for brainstorming. Answer Garden mentioned Mentimeter, you're familiar with that. Another alternative for Mentimeter, you can go to Pull Everywhere. That's for pulling. That's very similar to Mentimeter. Yang belum punya, yang punya akses lumayan, you can try myro.com. That's a whiteboard. That's a whiteboard that you can use. Kalau anak-anaknya biasanya ditanya diam aja, anak-anak yang malu nggak muncul. Using Myro, then that will participate on the activities. Similar to Padlet, but different in nature. You can try it later. Yeah, myro.com is a whiteboard basically that the students can write things, can upload something in there. Mind mapping, some of you mentioned earlier, mind mapping. Usually I use google.it. That's combined with a lot of things, not just text. You can put pictures. It's very flexible and also it's free. Yeah, you can try it. So tadi yang belum disebut di sana, Google sama Myro. Answer Garden sudah kita coba juga, and some of you familiar with that. Another things that you can use for, this one should be for project and collaboration. Sorry, this one is double. Let me delete this. Sorry, delete post. Yeah. Okay, group work and pair work. Tiga-tiganya belum terlihat tadi di sebelumnya. Peer grade. This is giving grade to other students. Peer grading. Sayangnya berbayar, tapi bisa dicoba selama 30 hari for free. So try it. Nanti kalau sudah dapat idenya, terus bisa menggunakan Padlet. Tapi peer grade akan memberikan ide what activities can you do with peer grade. They will grade. The students will review other students' work and provide feedback basically and provide grading for that. Ya, ini silahkan dicoba. You can go to your teach. That's discussion work, bisik-bisik gitu ya, back channeling in the virtual classroom. Then you can create that. If you want to go to chit chat, you can do that. Yeah. Another one is Parline. That's also a discussion group for students to interact with each other and also with the teacher. But then you will design the topic to be discussed by the teacher, and then the students will participate on that. You will get an idea later a lot from Parlai Universe. And then you can assign the students to discuss. So they will give you some topics of discussion, alternative topics of discussion. So try it. It's a good group work and pair work. Yang perlu hati-hati mungkin kalau bahasanya sudah cukup. Kalau SMP, I'm not sure. I tried it with my students. It works very well. Undergraduate students, university level. For beginners, I'm not sure. Yeah, but if you try it on your own, we'll give you ideas on that, how to use that. Okay, so that's a group work and pair work. Collaboration and project. Trello, I show you in the first workshop. Padlet, we can use that for project as well. Then VoiceThread. Tadi belum disebut. VoiceThread, it's interactive collaboration and sharing tools. They can build a presentation, discussion, they can share document, they can share images, they can share videos to discuss in preparation of presentation or become a preparation of doing a project on that. Very easy. This is an old actually technology, but they keep updating it. Yeah. Silahkan dicoba nanti for collaboration. Have a look at the nature of that. Ya, ya ini giving feedback yang tadi agak minim kayaknya. Start with Mote. How many of you familiar with Mote? Can you respond in the chat box, please? Ada yang sudah kenal Mote? Yes or no? No, no, no. Okay. Mote is a voice comment or voice feedback. When the students sending you a document and you make a comment using word, kadang-kadang susah dimengerti, susah dipahamin kalau dikasih feedback dalam bentuk tulisan. Better you can use it voice or a video. Nah, itu bisa menggunakan Mote, bisa menggunakan Kaizena, bisa menggunakan Fokeru. I use a lot of Fokeru. Ada yang sudah kenal Fokeru atau can you say yes or no in the chat box about Fokeru, please? Yes or no? No, no. You're a no, no. Okay, I'm going to share with you what does Fokeru look like because it's free, it's very handy. I use that a lot. It's similar to you record a voice in WhatsApp, but in the WhatsApp you need to download that. In a Fokeru, no, you do not need to download the recording. Let me show you just a second. So fokeru.com, you do not need to sign in, itu yang saya suka. You do not need to sign in or whatsoever, you just start the recording. Good morning, everyone. I think your work is brilliant, but you can improve here, there, blah, 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 and so on. Thank you very much. Ini contoh saja, then I can stop. 11 seconds, I can this is the recording, but I think I have to reshare my my slide. Let me check. I have to share the sound. Okay. Yeah. This is the recording. Good morning, everyone. I think your work is brilliant, but you can improve here, there, blah, 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 and so on. Yeah. Thank you very much. It's free, so you can, then I can stop. You can save and share. You're saving, you can share in Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp, email, or you can get the QR code. Yeah, or you can share the link, just copy the link. If you want to share a QR code, just click it there. Yeah, and then you download it, you scan, then the students will hear your voice. I use this in the area where the internet connection is not very good for a video. Untuk pengganti video, bagus. Untuk memberikan feedback, bagus yang pendek-pendek. So I can share this, for example, in the chat box. Contohnya gitu. Nanti bisa di-share di macam-macam. Then, karena tadi banyak yang kenal Canva, you can share this voice in the Canva. I'm giving you examples. Put it, sorry, I put it Canva here. For example, if I put it, contoh aja ya, I put it there. Then I just paste it di Canva. Yeah. So that's become playable. things like this. Jadi dibayangkan kalau setiap slide ada recordingnya using your own voice, you can click that in your Canva. That's become an audio. Then you can create a lot of things. Recorded presentation. You can give a feedback. Ini kan bisa ditempel di mana aja. If you assign your student to create a Canva with their voice, bisa juga using Canva and Vocero. Jadi bisa dipikirkan macam-macam. Ya. For example, if I present this, then you click this, then you can hear my voice. Good morning, everyone. I think your work is brilliant, but you can improve here, there, blah, 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 and so on. Thank you very much. Okay, so that's an idea of combining Vocero and Canva. Think about that. You can use it for blended learning, you can use it for flipped learning, you can use it for project, you can use it for other things. Just an idea. You can create digital books. Yeah, think about that. Yeah. Okay, just combining Canva and a little bit of Vocero, that you can try it later. Okay, let me start. Yeah. So that's Vocero. Ya, jadi bisa dipakai model begitu. Usually for Vocero, I will put that in my Telegram, then I will put that in Google Docs. Just paste it there, the comment, and so on. Kaisena, it's very similar. It's based on a Google Docs. Then you can, if your students give you the text in the Google Docs, then you can make comment using Kaizena. Install it, it's a Chrome extension. Terus nanti kalau kita membaca tugas mahasiswa atau tugas siswa, then you can make a voice comment. Yeah. Okay, that's a tool for feedback. Media creation. Media creation sudah kenal dengan screenfile.com? Can you respond yes or no in the chat box, please? Screenfile.com, Screencastify, no? Yeah. Screencast-O-Matic. Screenfile is a Screencast-O-Matic in the past, very similar to Screencastify to create a video. Ya, jadi untuk membuat video jangan sangat mudah, and it's free, so you can use that. Yeah. Okay, novel sudah kenal dengan Screencastify, but that's a video creation. Daripada menggunakan video creation yang mahal-mahal, yang ribet-ribet, Screenfile is very simple to use. Yeah, I'll show you very quickly in the screen. Yeah. So this is a Screenfile, log in and so on, then you can record. In the past, it's called Screencast-O-Matic. Yeah. In the past, it was offline. Now everything is online. Yeah. Very simple. Bisa dikombinasikan dengan Canva, bisa dikombinasikan dengan banyak hal. Yeah. Try it. Pricing ada yang free, ada yang berbayar. Yang free, I think it's around 15 minutes recording. It's free. Very similar to that. Then Screencastify. Very similar. Yeah. Then you also have a wig editor. This is to create animation and game. Wig editor. Ada avatar kalau yang ngajar SMA, explore that. And then you can have a project with your students. It's open source. You can create animation, you can create games, drawing, creating buildings, and a lot of editing tools. Sangat mudah digunakan, nanti bisa dicobakan. Ya. Scratch, ya, Scratch challenging, but this is an old media creator. In the past, they have a lot of coding. Right now, it's a lot of make it easier. Yang sudah pernah menggunakan Scratch siapa? Yang mengajar TK biasanya kenal Scratch. Are you familiar with Scratch? Yes or no? Can you respond in the chat box, please? No. Oh, kasihan. Bentar, saya coba ya. So, you can have a project, animated, join. Nanti tugasnya ini disambung ini disambung ini. All of the instruction very simple. Then you follow that. And there are a lot of things that you can do. They have a like simple studio. It's a good project for your students. It's a combination of learning English and also science and also environments and also animals and things like that. Yeah. Okay, let's see this one. This is the way they create projects and they create a simple animated video. Okay. Saya tidak akan show nanti keasikan dengan codingnya. Simple coding, gampang banget. I used this 10 years ago, 15 years ago with elementary teachers so that they can create animated games back then in 10 years ago. Yeah, but still very useful. Sekarang mulai digalakkan lagi dengan namanya computational thinking. Itu bisa diawali dengan bermain-main dengan Scratch. Ya. Another studio that might be good is here, studiogemanto.io. You can try it. Yeah. This is tools for media creation, not only for you, but also for students. So you can give a project to students. Yeah. Content creator, we have chatbox, ChatGPT. Nggak akan saya bahas, nanti kita bahas nanti kalau kita coba next week. Canva, I've shown you that they can create an outline of presentation for you, yang tadi. Challenge for you, if you're interested in creating augmented reality, so you can try this one. Video creator for augmented reality and metaverse. Nanti larinya semua akan ke metaverse. So you can try this. You can create your own. You can create this with your students. Okay, it's free. A lot of experience later on. Yang belum familiar dengan augmented reality, mungkin akan bingung, tapi nggak apa-apa, dicoba saja dulu. Then you can interact with the virtual world and the real world with your students. Untuk mengajar bahasa Inggris agak susah karena this is not for English actually. It's more for science. It's for knowing the environment. Tapi kalau kita ngajar anak kecil tentang animals dan seterusnya bisa menjadi asik. Ya. You can get it for free, but you can get it paid. So it's two options here. Yeah. Okay. That's the end of text tools that you can use for your flipped classroom, your hybrid classroom, your activities online and offline classroom, things with digital. Ya, tadi yang mungkin perlu dicoba, Pak Ibu belum terbiasa dengan yang text tool for giving feedback. Ya, yang lain-lain tadi sudah kenal, yang ini belum. And also text tool for content creator and media creator. Kayaknya tadi masih terbatas. You can work that on your own, and it's basically project. Challenge paling menantang, it's going to be the future of education, is the last one, the instant video creator that will relate to augmented reality. Yeah. Okay, so this is the last bit of advice from an old man. So you become the learning designers later on when you're working in class right now. Kalau zaman saya dulu tidak, ya kalau saya sekarang juga dipaksa sih. Yeah, so you have to determine the goals first, then start thinking of the content. Then you have to answer question. I want my students to be able to ngapain? Satu aja. Create an outline for essay, for example, in my case. Yeah. Then you again consider the students, karena yang namanya blended learning ya student centered lah. Ya, consider the students need, what they need to get into the learning objective atau the goals. Pedagoginya apa? Listing my students need apa? My students needs text to be read before they are able to write an outline for their essay. And they not just read, but also they need to listen. They need to di breakdown sedetail mungkin di sini, ya. Then design learning activities, again big chunking, to enable my student to tadi they need make the list of that. Yeah. Then after that you choose the appropriate technology to support the learning process of my students. Then the technology tools that I need, yeah, not too many for one learning goals, maybe 2 or at the most 3 technology. It's good, unless that your students knows a lot of technology. So make sure when you introducing new technologies, not too many type of technologies for the students. Yeah. Then that's all. Thank you very much. If there is questions, things that we can discuss, I get back to Mr. Moderator. Mas, siapa tadi? Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Pak, for sharing such an insightful discussion on blended learning with technology tools. As usual, ladies and gentlemen, now welcome to the question and answer sessions. We open any kind of question related to the materials that are being discussed today. So we do really encourage you to ask the questions. It can be either writing it in the chat box, or you can turn on your camera or turn on your mic and then mention your name and institution. Please use the raise hand emoji to do so. Okay, please, if you want to ask any questions, you can discuss with us. It is free and it is open.
Ya. Ini kayaknya kan itu yang melampung ya.
Okay, there's a question from Pak Albertus. What about the previous questions? Some of the questions have answered by Pak Gumawang during the presentation, right, in the chat box. So I think Bu Amalia questions is not answered yet. Am I right, Ibu Amalia? Yeah, you may recall your question, Bu Amalia, or you just simply read the chat box? Yeah, sure, Ibu Amalia, you can ask the question.
Okay, to Pak Gumawang, how can teachers effectively align learning goals, content, pedagogy, and technology tools to create a cohesive and supportive learning process for students in a blended learning environment?
Okay, thank you very much for your questions, Ibu Amalia. Your question, this is very good, very complete. How can teachers effectively align learning goals, content, pedagogy, and technology tools to create a cohesive and supportive learning process for students in a blended learning environment? A lot of elements that you have to look at. First, how can teachers effectively align learning goals? Usually, learning goals itu ditentukan dari sononya yang panjang lebar dan seterusnya. In designing a blended learning, make it shorter and chunk and make it realistic. Itu dulu. Yeah. So the learning goals, I give you an example in my talk, just creating an outline for an essay. Itu aja. Satu aja. Ya. Jangan should be able to bla 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 terlalu panjang repot. Ya, jadi satu dulu. To make it short. Then you start thinking of the content. How to achieve so that my students should be able to achieve or to create an outline for an essay. Gitu kan? So what's the content? Apakah diceramain? Kalau nulis outline itu begini loh nak, or another method. So I have to start thinking of the content that I'm going to deliver to my students. I'm not going to give a preaching, but I'm going to put them into the situation. So I gave them a lot of reading text. I gave them some listen to, video to watch. Then start asking questions, what they are all about. Because I want to also improve their critical thinking. Contohnya gitu. Ya. Then after I'm clear with the content and how to deliver that, mulai dipikir. Videonya ditonton di kelas atau di rumah? Teksnya ditonton di kelas, dibaca di kelas atau di rumah? Then I have to decide on the pedagogy. Gitu. Nah, terus teknologinya. Watching a video, very easy. There are a lot of YouTube. The text, how to discuss the text, I want two modes. One is in the classroom to discuss the text. Kalau diskusinya muter-muter di kelas saya nggak mungkin karena fix. Jadi saya tetap akan online karena memungkinkan. So I'm going to do discussion inside the classroom using a text in a digital format. Then I'm going to ask them to discuss in Padlet inside the classroom. Then I have to have a similar thing using Padlet outside the classroom and their own times. That's the way I use the technology, yeah, to support the learning. Muka-muka membaca, muka-muka tertangkap idenya Ibu. It's a very complex questions, berlapis-lapis, like to credit semester on this explanation to make it crystal clear. Semoga membantu Ibu.
Iya Pak, terima kasih Bapak.
Sama-sama.
Thank you very much Ibu Amalia and Pak Gumawang for the discussion. Pak Gumawang, I think Pak Albertus Roni wants you to repeat the answer of his questions. So I will recall his questions regarding how can you be sure with this method? How effective is this method implemented in your classes? What are your indicators that show the effectiveness of the method? Have you done any research related to the use of this method to your classes? Thank you for sharing. That's Pak Albert.
Okay, yeah, I've answered this lengthy in my presentation, but I'll repeat that. Research? No, I haven't done any research. Indicators I mentioned earlier, I have to blend it in my situation. I've shown how I have used Padlet. I've shown that I use learning management system. Tadi sudah saya jelaskan di sana. How I run my reading class, critical reading class. Hopefully that will give you ideas on that. Then how effective? I don't know. Is it effective or not effective? I'm not the one to judge, and I don't know. I feel that that's okay. I have a careful plan on that. The indicators, because I have not done any research, the indicator that without blended in the past and with the blended, the student achievement in the test is higher. But again, before the blended learning, very limited access for the students, very limited access for the teachers. I meet them once a week, because it's 2 credit, inside the classroom, 14 meetings, itu saja. With the blended, like when I show you, my students can contact me at any time. I give them the instruction in the classroom, seperti sebelumnya, and also I give them instruction using Telegram, I give them instruction in the online platform, LMS. All of the materials, zaman dulu, ya waktu di kelas pakai kertas dibagi. Then with this, I distribute my PowerPoint a week before the lecture. I gave them all of the text in the Telegram and also in the learning management system. Mungkin yang membuat hasilnya lebih baik itu, but I haven't done any research in the area. That's what I can say. I have explained, I have shown the Telegram that I use and the type of communication that I used earlier in my presentation. Thank you very much, Pak Noval.
Thank you, Pak Gumawang, for the answer. Pak Albertus, Roni, do you have any feedback or does it answer your questions? Oh, okay. Thank you, Pak Albertus, Roni, for the insightful questions. For audiences, you still have change to discuss and to ask your question. Please feel free if you want to ask any questions. We are very welcome to any types of questions because it is very insightful, right, to learn from the expert of the field. Okay. Okay, because we also think that several of the questions have answered by Pak Gumawang Jati during the presentations. I think that's all for the question and answer sessions. Thank you very much, Pak Gumawang, for providing us such an insightful discussions, and thank you for the active participation from all participants. Now I will give back to the MC for the entertaining sessions. Okay, thank you, everyone.
Okay, thank you so much all the winners and all the participants that have been participated here. So after this, we're going to have the wrap up. So now let's listen to the wrap up of the workshop today with the moderator, Novel Fahrurosi. Time is yours.
Okay, thank you very much for the MC. Now let's go to the wrap up and the summary sessions. In our workshop on blended learning with technology tools, we have explored the concept of learner-centered approach, how integrating synchronous and asynchronous learning by blending traditional face-to-face instruction with online learning activities. Blended learning aims to create a flexible and personalized learning experience for students. Examples cover flipped classroom, hybrid courses, and station rotations. We have also discussed the challenge such as technical difficulties and maintaining student engagements. We have learned a 5-step of preparation process, define learning goals, design learning activities, choose appropriate technology, communicate clearly, and continuously evaluate and improve. In our workshop, we emphasize that teachers are the learning designer in the blended learning environment. As learning designers, it is essential to consider the goals, content, pedagogy, and technology tools so that it will be very good for the learning process of our students. Thank you, and we hope you gain valuable insights and practical strategies to incorporate blended learning with technology tools in your teaching practices. For everyone, please turn on your microphone and please give applause to Dr. Gumawang Jati, Master of Arts. We are so honored to have Dr. Gumawang Jati, Master of Arts, for our insightful discussion today. We thus present a certificate of appreciation for Dr. Gumawang Jati, Master of Arts, for his outstanding and fruitful discussion on blended learning with technology tools. Once again, everyone, you can turn on the microphone and give applause to Pak Gumawang. Thank you for joining with us and for the active participants. So now I give back to the MC.
Thank you, Rosi. So, dear audience, we have now reached the last session of this workshop, and we would like to express our gratitude to Dr. Gumawang Jati, Masters of Arts, for sharing your valuable insights with us today, and all participants who have been participated. As we come to the end of today's workshop, I would like to remind every one of you that we still have another workshop, but this one will be held on site. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, we still have another workshop, but this time we will hold it on site on June the 3rd, 2023, which means next week. So our on-site venue will be at the Graduate School Auditorium of Graha Widya Mandala Surabaya on the 7th floor at Dinoyo 48A, next to Telkom Building Surabaya. And it will be notified on the participants' WhatsApp group, so you can check on the updates there. So our speakers for the last workshop is still the same. So we will have Dr. Gumawang Jati, Masters of Arts, to speak in our workshop next week. So our upcoming workshop next week will have two topics there. So they are first, artificial intelligence for reading and writing. The second is artificial intelligence for research. So ladies and gentlemen, please make sure that your name is registered there. Or if you haven't registered yet, you can contact the committee using the provided numbers. Last but not least, we kindly ask your participation to fill out the forms of feedback provided on the chat box before you leave the meeting. So once again, before you leave the Zoom meeting, we kindly ask for your participation to fill out the forms of feedback. And inside the link there is also the attendance list. So please, ladies and gentlemen, we kindly ask you to participate to fill out the forms that have been provided in the chat box. So as we draw this workshop to a close, we kindly request that you join us in a prayer. The prayer is led by Amalia Badri.
Can I have one word or two words before the prayer?
Sure, Pak Gumawang.
Yeah, I sent you the my presentation for next week. Karena ini blended, jadi saya sebut kayak mahasiswa aja. A week before the presentation, I share the material. I share it in the chat box, so you can have a look at that. I might modify that in a week, but generally it's going to be that one in the chat box. You can save that in your laptop. Have a look at that so that we can have a fruitful discussion and face-to-face. Karena kalau face-to-face biasanya perlu waktu lebih lama, tapi semoga materinya semua bisa tercapai dalam waktu yang relatif pendek nanti di Surabaya. Thank you. I give back to you, Pak Noval atau Pak Yura ya, Pak Yura. Silakan.
Yes. Thank you so much, Pak Gumawang Jati. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, you can take a look at the links that have been provided by Pak Gumawang Jati. And then after this, we are going to have a prayer. So let's join us in the prayer led by Amalia Badri.
In the name of God, most gracious, most merciful, glory is to you, O Allah, and praise is to you. I bear witness that there is none worthy of worship but you. I seek your forgiveness and repent to you. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Amalia Badri. And thank you to all the participants that has been participated on this workshop. So see you on the next workshop. Have a good day. God bless you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Good